Now that I've had time to think about what happened, here goes. So I'm on my way back from the tobacco shop up the road from me on a bicycle, and I carry with me a 1 1/4 wrench, which is in hand at the moment. GM Performance Parts. I don't know, I bought it back in 2014. Anyway, I keep it as a defensive weapon because I'm in a dangerous neighborhood. Anyway, so I'm on my way home. I get into my driveway, which is a gravel driveway. It goes uphill past a big yellow shop and past a family of mafia wannabes that I have problems with. Anyway, so one of these mafia wannabes walks up to me after yelling at me from inside their man gate, and I stop at the corner of this yellow shop structure that's owned by the gas station owner, 76 station down the road. And I need to let somebody out. Shane, you come out. Yeah, you go out. Shane, out. Out. Jazzy, in the house. Jazzy, come on. I want you in the house. Come on. Come on, in. Alright. Let's get back to on task, which will be talking as I game, I hope. Recalling how it happened as it happened. Anyway, so I've got the wrench in hand as I speak, and he starts walking to me from the man gate. I'm standing next to my bike, holding my bike, and I hit the kickstand and put the bike in park. And I grab my wrench in my left hand and I put it at my side. So most people would say that is a ready stance, not a I'm going to hit anything at this moment stance. Anyway, that's the way I had it. In hand, left hand at my side. He's walking towards me. I ask him not to approach me. He approaches me within a foot and grabs the wrench. So now we both have the wrench. I've got it in hand, he's got it in hand, either side. And he decides to start talking. So he starts telling me how he doesn't want to have problems. He knows that we've got bad blood and family, his family and I have bad blood. And that he just wants everything to be smoothed over and worked out, and that's part of why he's here, is he's trying to smooth things over and work things out. And eventually he tells me, and he's a big guy, he's 2 feet taller than me, basically. And so he's towering over me, telling me how everybody he's hit has been broken. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. We're still, throughout this, holding the wrench, each of us. I've got the bottom, he's got the top. And so he's explaining how he feels, I guess, and he's just opening up to me, which is something people do. So he's opening up to me, and he tells me that he's one of the smarter people in this area, and he was rated to have a close to 200 IQ, and that he happens to know how to make improvised explosives, and that he was responsible for the Adame murder and the Walker murder up the road, and implied that I needed to smooth things over with his family or there would be repercussions. And near the end of this 15-minute conversation that went kind of back and forth, I explained to him that I'm trying to not be a victim in any of this, that I'm not out looking for trouble, I'm just out making sure that I'm not a victim. And that I see trouble all around me, anywhere I turn. And he went on to agree with me on those matters, that he feels he's got some personal beef with Jose Garcias, and it just so happens his so-called personal beef with Jose Garcias is right in step with mine, which happens to be that Jose Garcias is a drug cartel operator here in where I live, and then the guy next to him that owns the gas station down the road from here and owns this piece of property next to me, and next to his family property. He pointed out that they're a problem with the drug trade here in town, and that he's got a problem with all of them. And well, I too have issues, but this is from me living here 9 years and seeing what I'm seeing. So okay, we're in lockstep on that matter. Maybe. And then he goes on further to state that he's running from a whole bunch of different states on warrants, and that he's also, I don't know, I guess he kind of described himself in such a way that it made it sound like, very important little mafia family here in town. The police, are fully aware of them and work with them on some level, I guess. And then there's the insinuation that I needed to, get in line with his way of thinking and try to be friendly with his father, and that we should be friends and go to the dunes together, which is a veiled implication. You don't go to the dunes out here with frenemies, that's for sure. Anyway, so no, I politely declined any offers to get to know anybody better, and I have every intention of living up here and not leaving, and I told him I presume his father has every intention of living down there and not leaving. And my goal, once again, is not to be a victim. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm just not going to be a victim. So, I don't know. I feel I made myself as clear to him as he was trying to make to me, himself to me. And I've called the local authorities, and they generally don't take me seriously. I've called the local news, the regional news station that covered this story back in 2008, and I've called somebody that calls me randomly that happens to be a Jehovah's Witness that we just talk, and I tell him everything, so I told him. And I'm waiting for either the authorities to get back with me or the news station to get back with me to press me for further details. And technically there was a witness. At one point he walked up to the window of the big yellow shop. They have a little office right up front. You open the door and there it is. So we're having this conversation 5 feet from this window the whole time anyway. And as it happened, Shop Dave, as I call him, because I don't know his proper name, but Shop Dave, because there are too many Daves in this area, Dave Redwine being the father of the son that's talking to me at this moment, Danny Redwine, he is explaining all of this, and then he walks up to that window and says that Shop Dave is lily-livered and calls the cops, and I guess that was in reference to something that happened yesterday when I wasn't even home, and the cops made me aware of that when I contacted them regarding this matter. And then he went on further to basically he had walked right up to the window, and he towers over the window, and so waist up you see this guy, and Shop Dave's in there in a rolling chair and looking at both of us, and I don't know what can be heard through that window, but I presume Shop Dave heard some of it. Anyway, this is what happened, how it happened. Meanwhile, throughout all of this, I'm kind of attached to this guy with my wrench. So at some point near the end, he wants to hug it out, and then he says, and I'm not a bitch, I don't know, I've never hugged a man before. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not judging you on your manliness at all. He relinquished the wrench, which I put in the basket, my bike basket, and then he eventually wandered off trying to give me the sense of